Yes, Spice family, welcome back to Let's Talk Tuesday, guys. Welcome back. It is absolutely beautiful and amazing. It is so beautiful out here, you guys. This drive is so amazing. Welcome back, guys. I got on my stunner shades, my rosy red, my rosy pink, whatever color you want to call them, but I got them on today. And I'm matching with my shirt. I'm doing my thing. Yes, guys, I'm on my way home and I'm loving the drive. But anyhow, I wanted to get on today and talk about how me, Michelle, the Spice Queen, became sober. Let me tell you guys, it was just, it's not been a long journey, but it's been a journey, right? And so here's what happened. This is how I became sober. So you guys all know, well, most of you know that my husband died 2018, right? My husband died 2018. So he died two days after my birthday. He died April 9th. My birthday's April 5th, 1969. Wow, I'm 56, right? So he died two days after my birthday, and he had pancreatic disease, and he had been admitted in the hospital several times. And the last time that, you know, he was sick and he was trying to cover up the pain, you know, trying to get the pain to go away. So he decided he was going to take Tylenol, and Tylenol has that acetaminophen. I kept saying anti-amphetamine in it, but it's acetaminophen. If you guys can know what I'm talking about, it's in Tylenol. So he was taking the Tylenol and drinking alcohol. So he was taking more Tylenol than he should, like 9 Tylenol a day, just to get rid of the pain, right? So what that did was shut down his kidneys and his livers and everything. You're not supposed to mix Tylenol with alcohol like that. It doesn't go together. It don't mix, family. You can't do that, right? So that's what he did. So it just started shutting down his organs and things like that. And they were like, because all the other times we had spent time in the hospital for his pancreatic disease, we spent time in there. So I thought this last time, okay, well, you're going to be admitted in the hospital again. I'll be there shortly, right? I had just got off work. I was tired. So I said, I'll see you, you know, up there. The ambulance had to come get him and everything because he couldn't even get out of bed. He was, you know, just done, right? So when I get up there, they're like, okay, and we're getting ready to do this procedure. And I was like, okay, what procedure? So I was there spending the night, having my bag and everything. So they're getting ready to do this procedure on him. So once they do the procedure on him, all of a sudden, I noticed blood just gushing out of his neck. And I'm like, oh my God, blood's coming out of your neck. And he's kind of like nonchalant, not knowing what's going on because they have him on all these drugs, right? So I was like, oh my God, I'm running to get the nurse. His neck, his bleeding. So the nurse comes in, she got her hand on it. Then another nurse comes in, she has her hand on it, and blood was just coming out. The doctor comes in, and blood was just coming out. I don't know what happened. They was trying to put another IV in his neck to give him more medication because his kidneys were shutting down. And I was like, what is going on? So they couldn't get the bleeding to stop, couldn't get it to stop. And next thing you know, they come and tell me, well, you know, is his family here and all this other stuff? Well, you're going to have to call his family to come and, you know, because he's not going to make it. I'm like, what do you mean he's not going to make it? We just got, you know, he just got here, this and that. They said, well, since he has alcohol in his system and he's been drinking, he's not a candidate for kidney replacement or whatever you call it, liver, whatever they replace when you drink. Okay, so he wasn't a candidate. He'd have to be no alcohol for a whole year for to get on that list. So I was like, okay. So next thing you know, and I said, well, what are the odds, or what do I need to do? And they said, well, do you want us to resuscitate him if something happens? And we advise you, you know, not. They were just giving me all this stuff. So he had cousins that were there. All his other family was in Pennsylvania, Memphis. No, where was his family from? Pittsburgh, PA. They was in Pittsburgh. They lived in Pittsburgh. So he had a couple of cousins here, and I said, because I didn't want to just tell them to kill my husband like that, you know what I'm saying? So they said, I told him to explain it to his cousins, this and that, what should we do, what should we do? So they were going to put him in hospice, and then they didn't do that, and they said, well, just go home and take a shower, this and that. And then they said, we're just going to go ahead and just put him in hospice, take care of him this way. So by the time I got back, do you know, I believe that nurse was giving him that medicine to make him go, to make him pass on. And I was like, when I got there, I was at the light, and he took his last breath when I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there. I was so pissed off at this hospital. And I said, are you kidding me? You guys told me to go home and take a shower, do what I have to do, come on back. We're going to put him in hospice. We're going to do all these things. La, 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 la. So they didn't do none of that. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I get there, didn't even get to say bye, didn't get to say anything. But I did get to talk to him before, you know, while he was still coherent. But he was kind of going out of it, in and out, in and out. He kind of didn't know what was going on. So I left and came back and he was already gone. And so that was a shocker to me. And then my mother, before then, she had a massive stroke off of drinking, right? Drinking alcohol. And I've been drinking since I was 18 years old, you know, and now I'm 56. I stopped drinking when I was 50, right? So go figure. But let me tell you something, guys. It was a learning experience. So after that, I moved to Georgia at the end of 2019 because I didn't want to be in Colorado no more. I was just tired of being there. I just didn't want to be there because everybody I knew drank. My family drank. Everybody drank. And I was going nowhere fast, right? I was a youth treatment counselor there for 8 years. And, you know, a position that I was trying to get there didn't go through, whatever. So I was like done. I was like done, ready to leave Colorado. So the next thing you know, I get to Colorado and I drank. For that whole time, I think I drank for that year I was there. I don't know. Yeah, for about a year. And then I was just done. I was tired. I said, I'm ready to quit this. I can't do this anymore. So I tried to quit cold turkey. Just like that. I tried to stop drinking. And guess what? You cannot just quit cold turkey. Not if you're an alcoholic, you know, because your brain starts depending on the alcohol and you need it to survive, really, is what the doctor was explaining to me, right? So next thing you know, I tried to quit that whole night. I was seeing stuff. I was seeing spiders. I was seeing bugs. I was seeing things crawling on me. It even felt like my husband was tapping on my shoulder. I felt somebody tapping on me. And I kept saying, if that's you, Ron, let me know. Let me know. And he would tap, and then you could feel the bed move, like somebody getting closer and closer. I was literally freaking out. The spiders were real, like crawling up my leg. Everything was so real. So then I get to the hospital, and because I'm freaking out, and they were like, they did all these tests, and they said, we're going to admit you in, we're going to put you downstairs in detox and all this other stuff. So, you know, I was in there for 6 days. And they put me in detox, and they were like, well, we want you to go in a 12-month program. And I said, no, I'm not going to no 12-month program. I said, I was done. I'm done drinking. I don't want to drink anymore. You know, they said, well, we really advise you to go into a 12-month program. And I said, no, I'm not going to go into a 12-month program. I believe in my Lord up above. I said I was done. I'm done, right? So after they released me, I got to go home and all that good stuff. I go home, I had a pint of vodka underneath my pillow because I wanted to make sure, you know, I'm done, right? So I get home and I see the vodka, I pour it out after they got me detox and got me, you know, my mind stable a little bit. And then after that, guys, I was done. I was so done. I isolated myself from, you know, people. I didn't go around. I stayed to, you know, I went to work and stayed to myself kind of, you know, because I was in recovery. I was in recovery, and I was trying to heal, you know, from all the stuff that just happened, the traumatic events with my husband, how my mother had a stroke off of alcohol. I mean, literally, she had to learn how to speak and all that all over again. But, you know, just all of that, what alcohol has done to people that were close to me, right? So, and both of my mother and my husband were cooks. They both cook. So, I mean, that's why I have a cooking channel, because I'm still trying to represent them cooking, right? You know, I'm trying to still cook because, you know, cooking must go on, right? Because cooking is, you know, a way to anybody's soul, anybody's heart. Food is a way to anybody's heart and soul. So it was that year, that next year, September, I forgot the day, but September, 5 years ago, I stopped drinking. And I've been clean ever since, and I have not looked back. I have not looked back to any kind of drink at all. I don't crave it. I don't think it. I don't, you know, I mean, I can go into a liquor store for somebody and buy them some liquor with their money and buy them some liquor and get on out that store, right? I mean, I'm really good, you know, and I work with a lot of people right now that are suffering from alcoholism, drug addictions, a lot of addictions, you know, and I be wanting to say my story, but you know, when you work with people that you can't really say your story because of, you know, HIPAA laws and all these things, you know, I feel their pain. I feel their pain. I feel people's pain who's trying to fight an addiction, right? You literally have to want it. You literally have to want to stop. You literally have to, guys. You just can't say if the courts or the judge or somebody tell you have to go into rehab, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna make it through because somebody's telling you have to do it. You have to do it for you. You have to do it for you, family. And if you're not doing it for you, you're not gonna do it. You're just not gonna do it. But let me tell you, I had that whole year, I seeked God. I kept God in my life. I mean, just lost weight, just lost a lot of things, just shedding off everything, just peeling off. And everybody's like, you're glowing, you're glowing. And I'm like, really? I am? So I couldn't figure it out. But I'm telling you, it was like spirits and evilness coming off, just coming off, right? So God has put me here. I kept trying to find, what is my niche? What is my purpose here in life? What is my purpose? What am I here for, right? And my purpose is here to share my stories, to share my, you know, what I went through as an alcoholic, you know, and to share to people that you can change. You can live a healthy life sober, literally sober. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here. God has put me here to do that. Period, you know, because all the professions I've been in after my doing hair for 30-something years, after the doctor told me I couldn't do it anymore because of all the surgeries on my right side, I couldn't stand on the platform anymore. He said, you got to get a new profession. So I did. I got a profession of being a counselor, you know, a youth treatment counselor. So now I'm trying to do substance abuse counselor, which I love, okay? I really fit in at this job. I really fit in with substance abuse because I know it, and I know it so well, family. I mean, I just love the job. I just love the environment, and I love the ladies, and I love to hear the stories and things like that of people struggling to get out of alcohol or drug addictions, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share to you guys how I became sober, and that's how I became sober through the grace of God, and just really wanting to stop drinking alcohol. Literally, I mean, from 18 to 50, that's a long time to drink, right? And to not have really bad health problems with it. I have high blood pressure, yes, and that's about it, you know? From drinking alcohol, I mean, if I was still drinking, I probably would be dead right now. I ain't lying, because I was drinking every day, 24/7, every day. If I wasn't at work, I was at home or hanging out drinking. So God is good. God is good. God is good. God is good all the time. God is good, and I am truly blessed, and I thank Him every day for my life, health and strength. And I tell you, God is truly amazing, you guys. So that's how you girl, the Spice Queen, stop drinking. And if you are looking to stop drinking, you could do it. You just got to be ready. You got to be ready. You got to be disciplined. You got to be ready to jump right in. And you got to jump right in with your eyes open, your heart open, your mind, body, and soul open, because the journey is long and it's real and it's difficult. And if you got triggers, if you go around family, if you got a lot of family who do what they do, you got to put your shield on. Because when I went home that last time when my mother passed, I swear people were tripping because I wasn't drinking. You know, it was her funeral. I wasn't drinking. You know, at funerals is the biggest thing where everybody's drinking. Everybody's drinking at a funeral. Not at a funeral, but at the after thing at the funeral, where the barbecue and the food is, and everybody crying and drinking. Everybody was like, "You ain't drinking, Michelle." No, I don't need that. I don't need that, guys. So yes, I'm good, y'all. 5 years sober, 56, doing my thing, loving my life, kicking it. So single, and ready to mingle. You hear your girl, ready to mingle. If you like that, holler at your girl. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, I'm truly blessed, and I'm thankful and grateful, because it is real. The struggle is real, and being sober is absolutely beautiful. Don't forget to check out the Cooking with the Spice Queen. Go check her out, Cooking with the Spice Queen, and show her some love and support. I truly appreciate you guys. Holla at your girl. Smooches.